It's not every day you get to witness the birth of a new industry.
Drone racing is the fastest growing sport in the history of sports.
The fan base has grown from 0 to in the millions.
The drone industry is scheduled to be a $6 billion industry.
Welcome to the 2016 National Drone Racing Championships. We're located here at the beautiful Governor's Island, New York, where there's 170 of the world's top-ranked drone pilots battling it out for the championship.
4 different championships on the line this weekend. Drone class, flying wing, team drone class, as well as a freestyle division. Top pilots have come from far and wide to compete here on Governor's Island for 2 full days of racing action. This track is amazing. It's an absolute spectacle to see. The straightaway goes both directions. They'll actually be flying at each other head on. They have elevated gates that they have to go through. Pilots have all said this track is intense.
2016 Drone Nationals course has really been designed on 3 key elements: spectator experience, fast, and get as many pilots around to the finish line in the tightest clusters we can until we have that epic finish or epic crash.
Quadricopter has 4 motors, 4 propellers that keep it in the air. Every quadricopter needs a flight control board. Flight control board usually contains an electronic gyro, which senses every little movement and then sends signals to each motor how fast they need to spin.
What pilots use is a set of goggles that the video is transmitted down to the goggles, and therefore they can see through the camera and know how to navigate through a course.
Gregory French created the Fat Shark goggles that pilots have been using ever since to give you that really immersive experience of being in the aircraft. And it's been about 10 years, I think, since those came out, and it's been a crazy journey ever since.
These mini quads, the batteries, they tend to last about 2 to 5 minutes depending on your setup.
Here it is! Yes! He only broke one prop too. Yes!
The whole world needs better battery technology. We're very limited because you can only put so much energy into a small pack. And right now that gets us 2 to 3 minutes of flying like this. Elon Musk, if you're listening to me, man, let's get on it, dude.
We're right at that golden hour where we're going to have the emergence of a new sport that nobody has ever seen before in the next 2 years.
Watching it, it's kind of like watching a TV screen, right? Putting the goggles on, it's like taking a leap on a motorcycle. You're in the environment, you're going through it, you feel the sensation of the world rushing by you, and you're there.
It's a transplant of your body. It's a whole new experience.
I found out you could build one of these things for relatively cheap. And so I did all that. You know, I went to Google University, spent hours upon hours researching it, and I built my first multi-rotor, and it was all line of sight. And I almost lost interest until I found out, wait a second, you could put a camera on this thing?
That's when their jaw drops and they say, really? You're flying it as if you're in the cockpit?
The technology is called first-person view. It is true virtual reality. When you put on the goggles, you're not here, you're there. If you have a vertigo feeling of it, you're going to get the vertigo feeling.
You're seeing it bank, you're seeing it do flips and rolls, you're seeing it crash into things. And for anybody that goes behind the goggles, like I always tell them, like, your brain can't tell the difference between something that it's seeing through goggles or something that it's experiencing in real life.
Kind of like a superpower. It's like having the ability to just switch to a different body with complete freedom of motion.
They're doing this, and when you see them crash, you see them like freak out because it's all real.
And it feels like you are the pilot and you are inside the drone and you're flying it around, kind of like you're Superman.
And then that completely changed my life, because then after that, I was like, this is it. I could be Superman.
We're here at the 2016 US Drone Nationals, and let me take you on a little tour of the event. Hey, Dalton, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So we're here at the Thrust UAV tent. They've been one of our biggest supporters for a long time now. They helped us out at the Virginia race by setting up an awesome track, and now they're here supporting us at the 2016 Drone Nationals.
Thrust is a drone manufacturing company, very much into bringing drone racing into the STEM education world. I mean, what could be more exciting than racing drones in school? You get students that are 13. It's very much a real thing for students that age to be getting into the sport. We do have some girls doing freestyle. I hope to see more girls doing racing. That's what I would really like to see. Any of you girls watching, pick up a quad, go to a hobby shop. We'd love to get you involved.
Of all the places, you picked the hardest place to do an event.
Yeah, well, we wanted to challenge the backdrop of the Statue of Liberty and the skyline. You know, we wanted to bring something special.
You do realize that where you're standing was the very first overwater flight from the Wright brothers. They took off on this field just right behind us. They flew out over the Statue of Liberty. From here, it looks like he was going to crash into the Statue of Liberty. But in fact, he was about 200 yards away from it. So they circled around, came back, and landed. And that's when joyrides started, as they started taking everybody up and down the river here. So it's so appropriate that we're here at the same time. It must be the spirit of this place. 2016 Drone Nationals was very specifically planned to be right next to New York City. It was planned to be high spectator experience.
We were able to create unique experiences such as this. This is the aquarium, as we call it. And the concept really is that if you've ever been in an aquarium and you've been in those glass tunnels where sharks and fish are swimming by you, so we built a plexiglass cage where people can go sit in there and hang out and literally see the drones fly at them. And you know, we've actually seen a couple of big crashes where the pilots go head on into the plexiglass or the white beam on top, and everyone in there always jumps.
Big Whoop is just a group of friends. We all live in Colorado. First Drone Nationals was coming around, and we said, hey, there's all these big names that are gonna be there. Like, hey, we wanna be Big Whoops too. What's up with that? And that's how the name started, you know. It's kind of a joke of us just kicking it. And then that's what we are now. We're a team of really good friends, and we travel all around the world together. And it's one of the first independent teams. A lot of them are major companies that congregated some amazing pilots, and we just so happen to be in the same place, created a team. You know, we're independent, we're mostly all independently financed. Certain one of us we have some sponsors, you know, but they're individual sponsors, and then we are Team Big Whoop.
Is this what your apartment looks like?
Yes.
All the different characters in there are absolutely hilarious. So, you know, when you're out with Big Whoop, you kind of feel like you're hanging out with your friends from home. They also have some of the top pilots in the country. In every race that I've attended this year or thrown, we've seen them on the podium. Big Whoop's kind of one of those first groups to really take that professional route in racing. They're fortunate enough to be able to quit their day jobs and do this full time. And now they're traveling around the country and the world, you know, showing everyone what FPV's all about.
Today we are doing qualifying for individual racing drone pilots. Only the top 32 pilots will move on. They have to finish 3 laps, and the total time on those 3 laps counts for their qualifying score.
Drone Nationals is the culmination of the year.
So this is Johnny Scher. This is probably my favorite pilot. I always call him the future. I've never seen anyone so smooth. So what do you think of the event so far?
I like it a lot. I'm excited for the freestyle. We got a couple cool obstacles out there. In the racing, I'm pretty nervous. I'm much more comfortable with freestyle, but I'm gonna give it my best shot and see how I can do.
Day 1, this is qualifying day of the Drone Championships. 5 of these pilots are going to be making their way to the World Championships, and they're going to get there by this very event.
A little nervous right now. This is elimination, so if you don't come in first in your heat, you're done. It's going to be tough. These guys are really fast.
Seat 1, are you ready? Seat 2, both brave. Seat 5, Johnny Scher.
All right, pilots, goggles down, thumbs up.
We were off and rolling. Looks
Here
like
we go.
we're on our leader. Are you ready? Starting from that one spot. Getting challenged now from the back, and maybe a problem is he might have gone down hard, got black screen. That's never a good sign. We're
Lap number 1. Through the sky gate right there, then they drop back down to the floor. Oh, barely made it through there.
Tight lines there as we were on board with Johnny Scher. Oh, Johnny gets it wrong on the mid gate. Got out of his rhythm as he was going through the drop down section after the sky gate. Tough break there for Johnny Scher, one of the favorites going into this one.
One guy got a lap, possibly.
Only one pilot stayed in the air. The other 3 crashed.
It's partially nerves, it's performance. They all crashed in one way or another. I've been a drone racing pilot for 2 years, but I've been flying RC airplanes and radio-controlled cars my entire life. I qualified for this event at the Aerial Sports League race at Maker Faire in San Mateo. Tons of pressure. It's going to be intense, and they're going to be the fastest pilots in the country. I think it's going to be really exciting. Probably a lot of high-speed crashes, quads exploding into pieces. It's going to be fun to watch.
Drones are armed. Racing starts right now. We are on board with one of the higher-ranked pilots in the division, the one and only Ken Liu, the Flying Bear. He is a full-time engineer for Google, and if he's not at work, he is flying his drone, practicing every day.
Ken, you do freestyle and drone racing, but you're only racing this weekend. Why is that?
To compete at this level, I knew several months ago that I needed to dedicate myself 100% to either freestyle or racing, and I chose racing for this competition.
And right now, Flying Bear looking to transfer through as he's circulating in that 2 spot right now.
Your leader is Gab 707, Flying Bear second. That's the only 2. We might have had a couple of the drones might have crashed or not got started. So it's, M3's actually in the air. He came by. We're on track with Flying Bear right now. From the skyline down to the ground, up into the air gate.
Now, that air gate ate one of Ken's copters yesterday. He hit it so hard it was stuck inside of it.
Wow.
I climbed up to try to get it for him, but I said I'd better leave it to the pros, and they came out with some sticks and poked it down.
Did he just miss that gate? He went high instead of low? Over the aquarium? It's very possible.
Oh, catches the gate but stays in the air.
And he's your leader right now, Flying Bear.
Flying Bear, yeah, showing us the leader as he's gotten by Gab 707 somehow. I did not see it on the screen. He is to the high side, makes that hard 90, drops down, climbs back up. In the evening section, that steel gate is going to be a devastator because the sun lines up right with it and makes him blind. So Flying Bear coming across to hold on for the win. It looks like unofficially M3 took the top spot, but don't quote me, I could be wrong. Gap 707 showing in the 3rd spot, and then it was Beast Mode finishing 4th. So our first 2 pilots to transfer through to our round of 16, M3 and Flying Bear. Clearing the course right now, grabbing copters, pilots are clearing the flight line. Coming up next is our freestyle drone division.
Yes.
Absolute spectacle to see. These pilots are about to shred some sky.
Welcome back to the 2016 National Drone Racing Championship. And you're looking at your stereo bot freestyle park. What you see on screen right now is a little bit of freestyle action.
Racing is easy. I've been racing for a couple years. The stuff I'm doing with freestyle really does push the boundaries of what these machines can do. And so that's where my focus has been lately.
Drone freestyling, I think, was one of the original things that came about. Drone racing is what kind of got more popular. And rightfully so, because, you know, what do you want to do when you build something that flies? Well, shoot, it goes fast, so we'll start racing them, right? But before all that, it was posting your videos and doing cool tricks, or this is the interesting line that I shot at, you know, or this is the epic location that I'm flying at. Let me show it to you from my perspective. Like, if I was a bird, this is what I would do.
You know, there's a part of it that's cool where you can, like, see an area and be like, this is my canvas. What can I do that's cool here? You know, and that's kind of, you know, it comes a lot from skateboarding, at least the old school, before skate parks and all that stuff. Now the kids are spoiled and they have like all this crazy stuff. We had nothing. We had to like go like, you know, risk going to jail. That's the thing, right? It's kind of like Tony Hawk. He capitalized on the moment, and that's kind of like what we're trying to do, is like trying to show all these kids and everybody what's possible, and hopefully they'll take that and just it'll blow up into something huge.
It's kind of like what I like to call it, giving a carpenter a new tool. All of a sudden, wow, I can do this with it now. So yeah, I'm just enjoying trying new things and finding new things out in life that I couldn't do before.
Hey guys, welcome to Rotor Riot. Chad here, and we've also got on the other side Master Tommy, Master I'm a God, and we've got someone very special.
I am Zoe, and I fly upside down. If I didn't have this right now, I'd probably be in bed playing video games because I'm in a lot of pain. Like, this has been my life focus for the last year. I have been trying to rehab my body into a way, because I had a lot of medical complications. A few different surgeries went wrong. It was a nightmare getting up to the ability just to sit in a chair. And for me, this event, it's to prove that A, I can get out to these events and do it, but also prove to myself that I can withstand the pain and actually go and follow my passion and not be stuck at home just doing nothing.
I love the freedom, you know? It's like a full, complete control of motion that you never experienced before.
The moment you strap on the goggles and go up 100 feet, all of a sudden this whole area looks completely different. You can see it in a different light, go somewhere that you couldn't go before, you can do things that you couldn't do before in a really carefree manner. That's the drone lifestyle for me.
It's just awesome to be able to feel like you're hundreds of feet in the air, just floating up there, doing rolls and backflips, and it's awesome.
With each coming competition, there's a huge focus on freestyling, which is very important. It's more like get from this point to this point to this point in the most style, right? Like who can do it with the most expression, who can do it with the most swag, right? And what I like about that is it's very subjective.
The freestyle aspect, you're not only bringing like a flow into it, being able to make video and make content, but you're also bringing in tricks into it.
For a lot of pilots, we enjoy freestyle because it allows us to almost express ourselves in an art form. And each pilot you see flying freestyle at this event, you'll probably notice each one of them has their own style. And if you really get to know them and watch their videos, you can tell who's who just by watching their footage and not even seeing the name.
Freestyle does feel like a dance. It's just improvising through the whole thing. In some of these events, freestyle events, then yeah, you might think a little bit the tricks that you want to do. But I don't think anybody here practices freestyle on a specific way. Generally, it does feel like free-flowing. It does feel like you're improvising and coming up with some kind of choreography or dance.
I'm hoping to show some people that there's a different side of freestyle and flying that they haven't seen before. I know I'm the only pilot out here that has a bag of tricks that others don't, and I know when the judges put the goggles on and the audience sees my footage, they'll instantly be able to tell that it's me and that I'm not copying a bunch of tricks. I'm not getting much practicing with the freestyle, so I figure I might as well get comfortable with the quad. This event means the world to me.
The central point of the freestyle area is the curly cue. That's the primary obstacle that we brought for the freestyles. The whole field except for the gauntlet is open for freestyle.
Who's ready for some freestyle?
This is good. It's gonna be that much tilt.
That's good.
Yeah.
The skateboarding aspect, I think, helped a lot with me being able to correlate, say, hey, look, hey, I'm gonna do this trick, but I'm also gonna get the shot at the same time. So being able to take those two things and merge them together, again, that perfect background just kind of led me right into where I am today.
This is Steele Davis on course, shredding skies. We jump on board with him. Steele Davis of Rotor Riot fame and other social media outlets.
And that's the view he has in his goggles, so what you see is what he sees. It's amazing that they can even keep track of what's going on.
I was watching Mr. Steele practice a little earlier, line of sight, and he can go out and do a lot of these maneuvers without having the goggles on. And I want to think that might be some of the secret to the top freestyle guys, is that their fingers do all the work for them. Maybe not necessarily relying 100% on the video, but some muscle memory reflex happening. He's gonna go for that glass tap again, I think. There it is. Touches the glass, but pays the price this time as he's down. The fans love it. Steele with a big smile on his face as he walks over.
It's not as beneficial to just be a good pilot anymore. You almost have to have a personality behind yourself. Some of the most popular baseball players in the world or most popular football players, they're not necessarily the best in the world. They might have done one thing that put them in this limelight for a minute, but what they did with the limelight while they were in it has given them that prolonged exposure to the public. So, and that's kind of how this works.
Of course I'm professional. This is my serious face. It's also my constipated face, but you can't have everything.
What is on your head?
Someone just randomly gave me this hat and it looks stupid, so I just thought I was going to wear it, and no one else wanted to wear it, so I'm making it my own. Any professional athlete will tell you how important the psychology is. You're not just flying against other people, and a lot of the times they're the least of your worries. It's yourself. If you can't be calm and relaxed, then you're not going to fly well. And there's quite a few people out there that I know, when they're not in this racing environment, they'll run rings around people. They're stupidly fast and stupidly consistent. But what they can't do is they can't handle the stress. And that becomes an issue. So for me, fun and relax. Forget about the seriousness of it. Just go out and have fun and be a bit of an Aussie larrikin.
You're a tiger. You're a kangaroo. You're a baby kangaroo. You're a wallaby.
That's just like a baby kangaroo. He was one of our champions. And as a champion, he set the bar like no other. He doubled down as a winner of racing and freestyle. Your reigning American national champion and Australian. Who's ready to see Chad Nowak final glide Oz freestyle?
This freestyle course looks amazing. You can see the Statue of Liberty through the big circle right behind us.
Yep.
What do you think you're going to do? You want to give us any bit of a heads up?
I don't know. I never know what I'm going to do. I just basically put some music on and go for a fly, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes I crash, sometimes I don't, sometimes it's boring. So I just make things up on the spot. I mean, if I can find an interesting way to totally destroy my quad, then I'll think about doing that.
There was pressure on you, Chad. You're reigning champion of racing and freestyle. You didn't succumb to the pressure, man. How confident are you in that effort right there? This is almost a mic drop, isn't it? Did I win? You haven't won yet, but what do you guys think? Come on. Did I win?
All right, guys, so the winners of our freestyle competition. In first place, we have the Australian, Pilot Glide. Yeah, number one. Second place, we have Zach Thayer. And then third place, we have Steele Davis.
Get him up, guys.
How do you guys feel? Happy. I don't know what's happening.
What are you guys doing over there?
Oh, no!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Hi!
Little information for you on the wing. It's a 40-inch flying wing, no rudders, aileron only, and they have a power limitation of 8 to 850 watts. Wings maneuver a little bit different. They have no rudder, so they can't do some of the moves that the drones can do.
They've been around for quite a few years. They used to call them combat wings, and you flew them by line of sight, which means you flew them on how you looked around and you were using your transmitter to actually fly them. So now they have a little camera mounted on the front, and that's called your FPV view, and they've got a resurgent.
Just yet, do not launch. Hold on, guys. Do not launch. We're testing it down.
All right, so behind me is the wing races, which is a new thing that we've introduced. It's still FPV, meaning there's still a camera on top of the wing and you're still piloting it as if you're sitting right on top of it. And these guys are really fast. I mean, the mini quads and the drones, they're reaching up upwards like 80 miles an hour, but these things are breaking like 100 plus.
They also require some other pilot that's on the team to throw the fixed wing plane up into the air, because unlike a quadcopter, there's no propellers to take it off.
Just like drone racing, you gotta have the fast reflexes, you gotta have the hand-eye coordination, especially when you're going at 100 miles an hour, because you make one quick turn and you could just be in a tree real fast.
Come on, Mr. Legit. Go right down the main line, looking very smooth.
We fly over 400 feet. We fly at night. We fly at speeds over 100 miles an hour. Woo! These are things that don't happen in 107.
They can't yaw or spin on their access. They can only roll and pitch. Oh! Catches the American flag.
Hits the flag.
There is no stopping. You've got to continuously get your lift going. So it's just a go, 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 kind of like a white knuckler type of thing.
These things are a lot bigger than a regular quadcopter. They're so fun for the fans to watch because they're so huge.
So they are off and rolling now.
I'm the team man.
One, they're fast. Two, they're larger. And three, when they crash, they absolutely obliterate themselves.
Another thing you have to take into consideration for these wing pilots is the wind right now.
They're not flying through those little gates. It's more of a wide open course. Oh man, and hit that time. It did not work.
Pilots are getting things ready as quick as they can without knowing that they made the final. It was to be 4, but as you can see, there's 5 now.
Here they go.
Throttles up and away we go. Top 5 pilots in the wing division on the course right now. Coming back our direction now as they drop down as we're on board with Bazinga. Hard banking corner there on the gas, correcting, has to get back over. First lap in the books for Bond. Bazinga went a little wide there. He might be suffering a penalty, I think. He didn't come across the start-finish area, so they may have missed his lap. Bond 2 laps in the books already.
They're doing about 120 miles an hour right through there. Make a left at the GoPro. Now we change views.
We pick up our race leader now. Crystal clear view for him, nice and bright.
Yeah.
Over the pilot section, keeping clean lines there. He does not want a penalty. 4 more laps to go for Bond as he is coming through lap traffic here in our final. Down the front side he goes, runs a little bit wider. We have a scoring discrepancy. Unfortunately, timing is not correct. We'll get you the update as we can, but we are on board with Bond right now as he is carving some tight lines. Whoa, very to the inside there. I think that's going to be a penalty for sure. Up over the trees, running wide. That wind messing with him. The breeze kind of dies down and comes back up momentarily. We get about 15, 20 seconds of hard wind and then another minute or 2 of slow winds.
Fast lap on the track right now. Ian Jeffries in 11.9, 14.8 for Bazinga, 12.7 for Gab 707, Bond at a 13.1.
We do not know the running order. Yeah, scoring has a discrepancy. We're waiting to get the update on that, but we're going to keep rolling with Bond as he is taking us for a fantastic ride around this 2016 National Drone Racing Championship through the GoPro Gauntlet section, dropping down now through the 180.
Gliding in to take landing after their race. And
no easy task landing a wing. They don't have any rudders on the wings. It's part of the rules. So if you're familiar at all with flying, you use a lot of rudder when you land.
We're gonna go down right now with Kendall Mark live with our wing pilot champions.
Team Legit, you're known as one of the top teams in fixed wing. You're always the ones to beat. What's it like to be and share this moment with your fellow pilots?
It may sound a little cliche, but it really does feel like a family. It really feels like that. We help each other that way. You know, I was going to be happy as long as any one of us was was in the finals or you know, maybe even won this. So hopefully they feel the same. So.
Well, thank you so much, Ian Jeffries from Team Legit, the 2016 National Drone Racing Fixed Wing Champion.
This is what we've been waiting for, folks, for the 2016 Drone National Championship. We are going to crown our national champion.
Anyone that's going to win this thing, their lives will change overnight.
So in any traditional sport, you have to have passion, and you have to have your heroes, and you have to experience the thrill of that anxiety and the victory. And if you could look at all the traditional sports that you have that are fairly large, NASCAR, Formula One, what's very interesting about drone racing is that it's connecting up the esports and NASCAR kind of together, because it's giving the big data overlays that's very appealing to this tech-savvy generation. They're all watching, oh, is that car going to go in the stands? Is going to kill somebody today? Or, you know, it's that bloodlust that we all have in there. So the difference in NASCAR is that that's been running for, you know, 30, 40, 50 years. I think 1949 is when that's been happening. We've only been really running in large-scale drone racing for 2 years.
So coming into like an event this big, you know, there's a ton of pilots, but we all pretty much know each other online, and we know of each other's reputations. And there's a handful of people here that cause me a lot of concern.
You know, the person that wins this race is definitely going to have some bragging rights. The winners of the individual quad racing, the top 5 guys are going to go up and make Team USA, and then Team USA will go ahead and compete in the Drone World Championships that's going to take place later this year. And that race is going to get teams from roughly 40 different countries around the world meeting in Hawaii to kind of compete in an Olympic-style fashion for a week of various different competitions.
There was definitely a massive desire to beat the guys out here today. A few months ago, someone told me I wasn't a racer. I know a lot of people just thought I showed up last year and was the lone female candidate, whatever. I'm a serious competitor and I'm here to win.
Sean Taylor, he's probably one of the favorites to win this thing.
I wish I could tell you I was the best. The heavy favorite is Sean Taylor.
Sean's cool. He's a really nice guy, very humble about himself, but he's my pick to win.
He just quit his job, and so now he flies full-time. That gives him the edge.
Free, also known as Sean Taylor, Humboldt 710. He is known as Shane Trawick. Ferrati's real name is Conrad.
Ferrati is a father-son team as well.
My dad is Conrad Ferrati Miller. We hang out a lot, and we fly about every Sunday. When we fly, we can't be friends on the race course. Once we take the goggles off, we can be friends again.
You know, he has the benefit of me coaching him, because even when we're competing against each other, I'm still giving him tips and giving him pointers. You know, because I want him to beat me, and I want him to beat me 10 times out of 10. Like, if I want somebody to beat me, it's him. When he's competing, when he's racing, you can see the fire in his eyes. It's just gonna get better for him, because he's gonna get to the point where I'll never be able to beat him again. So he flew his heat today. First 2 laps were kind of shaky, but he pulled it together in the 3rd lap, and he was able to finish. That's what's important, because there's so many fast pilots that aren't finishing. So we'll see where we end up. Hopefully we make it to tomorrow.
We go live on the channel in less than 5.
And we have a start.
Coming right at us, beautiful shot there as they work their way. We're on board with Sean Taylor, the Night Fury. Check swing there as he drops down. Little altitude gain coming right here. Makes that hard 90. You see him cranking on the sticks right as he gets that gate. Turns in the middle of the gate, squares up on the metal structure. Oh no!
And he's down.
He banked in the turn and it pushed him all the way in, caught him off guard. Was not expecting that turn to be as abrupt as it did, and I do believe that's that crosswind pushing him. You see it blowing left to right on your screen. That's the same direction that that turn is. It's a left-handed turn, so as you get just past the top of the arc, gets smacked down. We roll around the track with Ferrati. Ferrati up through the sky gate, dropping down, trying to not make that same mistake, and the wind on that side wreaking havoc. We saw it from Johnny Scheer, we saw it from Night Fury, and now Ferrati also having to play it safe.
I was actually looking at the scoring just now, and I think he crashed on his first lap.
Holy moly. Wow, drama starting to unfold here at the 2016 National Drone Racing Championships presented by GoPro.
9/10 of a second apart. Very nice.
And he didn't look too happy when he was walking away. And, you know, Night Fury, Sean Taylor, he's probably one of the favorites to win this thing. And he might not be qualified, I don't know, which could be kind of crazy.
Next group of racers moving their way into position. Pilots are putting their drones on the cones.
And we have a start of the race.
We are in the air right now. I see, oh, one down, mid-air contact, put him into the deck, football spike style. Wow. I saw a cloud of dust pop up from that one. I want to say it was the one cone. That was Mad Air.
Oh, man.
Mad Air involved in a mid-air on the backside. Got football spiked, I think. It could have been the two of Spook. Another very fast pilot. To me, from where I was sitting.
Has anybody made it by for a lap? Very interesting. Something's playing out here. I don't know if any of the drones are
they're all down. They're all down.
Every drone is down. No one got to go by the start-finish line.
Right now, because of technology, we have video problems, we have all these other issues that show up, right?
What is this guy here?
We're using old analog signal, you know, it's not really anyone's fault, it's just the way it is.
We've had lots of video issues on the island. There's all kind of wireless repeaters and cell towers.
Video. They got onto their final lap. So have variety. This is anyone's game. They are together. They're only about.
Normally we use a much simpler setup, so we're kind of improvising here.
We've been doing re-races this whole event because of bad video. Now I have bad video, okay, and we're not doing a re-race.
This was bad video because of a crash, because of a mechanical problem on your quad. It sucks. It's an important event. It's the final. I feel for it. I don't know what we can do.
Drama.
Not a single drone finished a lap.
Bozzy
is one of our transfer
is
pilots.
Going to move up.
There have definitely been some huge upsets. I would think like some of the top 2 seeds, maybe top 3 seeds that we expected to do really well, unfortunately crashed out. And they're all, you know, people we know in the community, so we feel bad for them. There's Brain Drain, Brian Morris, there's Night Fury, Sean Taylor, and there's also Final Glide, Chad Nowak. So the 3 of those guys getting knocked out of the competition is a huge upset. We all feel bad for them.
Came at a weird moment. Tom's like, oh yeah, you're in the bottom 3, and there's not going to be another round to qualify for. I'm like,
weather happens.
Weather happens, but I was supposed to get 4. It went to 2, and now it's 1.
See, you were in a good mood.
I was in a good mood.
Then I talked to you.
It's not your guys' fault.
Weather happens.
Weather happens.
Think what ESPN thinks right now.
Dude, I was prepared to fly in the rain at this very second.
Oh no, there goes the diva.
I smashed the aquarium pretty good.
This is depressing. And I'm not gonna go to Worlds.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We'll see.
The finals are going. We have some major upsets. We have some upset pilots. We have some very excited pilots. And so we're going to have a new champion very soon. And it's not going to be the cast of characters from next year. So we have a whole brand new set of heroes.
So you never know what's going to happen at these races. I mean, I think a lot of it is skill and there's a little bit of luck that goes into it.
It's just like any other form of racing.
You're flying against the other pilots. You're trying to beat them. You get nervous.
Your hands start sweating, your heart rate goes up.
Because once you push past your personal limits, and that's when you crash and make mistakes.
This is who has the nerves of steel.
Usually the guy who can suppress those nerves the best wins.
Anyone that's going to win this thing, their lives will change overnight. The press eats them up like cake. The community recognizes them for their achievement. Even the sponsors, you know, catch wind of it and give them a call and say, hey, you know, come fly for me.
Any one of these pilots just needs a little bit of luck on their side and they could take it out.
We are moments away from the start of our grand finale. The individual drone championship is about to get underway.
This is what we've been waiting for, folks.
Perfect.
This is your final race getting ready to stage right now. We are going to crown our national champion.
From the 2 spot, going to be Ferrari. Starting from the 3 cone is A-Nub. Seat number 1, you're looking here at M3.
We have our start. There they go.
Oh no, hitting the top of the game.
Roddy is out.
Only 3 drones on the track right now.
M3 gonna lead the way right now as they work through the baseball diamond. Going for it though, hitting those gates on an angle. Wind has died down.
There they go, side by side.
A little bit of sun in the sky gate, not too bad though. Dropping down, you see his video very choppy, but he's fighting through it.
Oh, A-Noob, your leader, M3 in the 2nd spot, Boba Fett in 3rd, only 3 drones on the track.
A-Noob leads the way right now. He's 2 laps away from a championship. Here he comes now. White flag waving for A-Noob as he leads the way right now. M3 just a couple corners behind. The separation is minimal. A-Noob, M3, Boba Fett, your running order. Ferrari is out. A-Noob through the top side. 3 more corners to go and you will have a new Drone National Champion.
Now Boba Fett at least second as M3 goes down on his lid. Now it comes down to this horse race to our GoPro checkered line.
That is gonna do it. Nice run by A-Noob. He is your new 2016 National Drone Racing Championships champion.
Everyone, thanks for everything you've done. You guys push me every day. I hope I can push you guys and take this to the next level.
That is Zach Thayer, your 2016 Drone Sports Association's national champion. Nooks.
Boom.
The 2016 Drone Nationals leads up for Team USA that's going to go to the World Championships in October in Hawaii.
During a recent trip to Hawaii where we were scouting locations for the Worlds.
And we flew a helicopter to like a abandoned area there that nobody's been there before. The helicopter had to land right next to a waterfall. It was pretty scary. FPV is not that scary. The helicopter, I was like pretty tense.
And we had people, you know, dropping in on 200-foot waterfalls, flying off cliffs, over water, you know, through the jungles and stuff like that. If we can create a competition at that venue.
That's really when I'm gonna be happy, you know, when we're all able to just race it out with some of the most amazing people and we're gonna have photo finishes.
It's gonna be really something special.
6 months ago, I'll walk into the airport terminal and then they'll be like, what's that thing on your back? Is that a drone? Oh, are you spying on me, killing people, you know? But like in the last month, it's like, hey, is that one of those drone racing things? And it's not cursing you. It's like they're inquisitive. They're asking about it. And for me, that's huge.
It is going to become something, and I'm really excited to see what that is.
This is a massive milestone. Win or lose, this event helps cement drone racing in this industry in the world.
Before, yeah, it was sort of the more nerdy types, the code writers, the electronics geeks, the ones that just like to fiddle with something different. But now, as it becomes easier and it's better known and becoming more socially accepted, you're getting people from all walks of life. Very early on, you wouldn't see any women. You're getting some really passionate women involved in both the wing racing and also the drone racing as well, which is fantastic.
I'm seeing like little kids, like 4 years old, and he wasn't flying racing drones, but he was flying little drones to kind of learn how to start. So you see them really early, and some of the best pilots right now are really young.
And that's the next generation, is kids getting into the sport. All of the pilots here are the old guard. We're the people that helped create this sport. It's gonna be the kids, the young 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds that find it online and say, I wanna do that pick it up and will evolve it beyond anything that we can imagine.
The great thing about FPV and drone racing is that you don't need to be any kind of extra special person to do it. If you can sit in a chair like I am and hold onto a transmitter and put a set of goggles on, then you can see where you're going, you can race.
Everybody's only gonna get faster. Everybody's only gonna get better from here.
That's just how fast it's growing, and that's just a good indication of how big the community is getting.
We're going to see in 2017 drones increase in size.
This thing just starts to scale up, and now these multi-rotors are like the size of cars going down the tracks of like Monaco or F1 or NASCAR.
Just think of a 5-foot, rotor span, and it's going, and then it crashes. Like, it's going to be spectacular.
And we're already planning one that's called Rotor 1. It's a 1,000 class, which is about the size of, it's about a 3-foot size. It's super fast, super loud, and it would require a full pit crew to do. It is a true 21st century sport because now it's marrying all of the legacy and thrill of what traditional racing means, but very soon you're going to see the bolting on and integration of mixed reality, virtual reality. We're heading towards this beautiful next generation of what a 21st century sport does, where there is audience participation and they can affect the outcome of the game.
One of the things that sort of Formula One and IndyCar struggle with is the consumption model. Right? It's very difficult to put people around a street course and experience what the drivers are experiencing.
Because that's what's exciting, because you get to see what the pilot is seeing.
You are experiencing a form of virtual reality where you're not in your room sitting there, you're in the game.
Like something completely dynamic online where you could go like, oh, there's a race this weekend, I'm gonna tune in. I want to go watch, oh my God, oh, I'm going to go watch Final Glide. And you can just click and you're switching feeds. Like, no, let's go see the third person perspective, right?
Like a football game where you see the first and down line, the yellow line on it. Now just imagine a drone that you're seeing with the data flying over top of it. You can see that data. Now you as a spectator, you can say in your glasses, I want one asteroid field. Anybody else want an asteroid field in this? And if there's enough consensus to it, suddenly the asteroid fields appears in the race course, and now the pilots all have to navigate around an asteroid field.
Potentially, say 1 to 2 years out, I could be sitting at home in my house, and I could be racing Andy on the real course 2,000 miles away in my living room.
We would have 10 virtual racers that are anywhere in the country, all racing on a physical field that is to scale.
Some of the work we want to do is basically be able to map the drones in real time as they race around the course, project that data into the video game, and so that any of us that can't make it to nationals could race sort of in virtual reality along with the real pilots.
It's only going to get better and bigger from here.
It's something special.